Hello and welcome back to another in-depth weather video. Today we are going to be talking about the pattern that will bring a lot more snow to the Northeast. A lot more nor'easters are coming, maybe not to the same strength as Winter Storm Gale, but the Northeast start preparing for a little bit more snow this month. The pattern is setting up to be that way. We currently have a pretty serious snowstorm in the mountains of the western part of the country, the Rockies, Cascades, Sierra Nevadas, and that'll be moving through, causing a little bit of snow in the central part of the country, and then ending up being a possible southern snowmaker, and those could be pretty impactful depending on where it hits and what type of precip there is, because we all know when ice hits the south, that is a bad recipe. So, if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. So, let's get right on into it here. Let's go to the GFS model. Alright, so here we have the GFS. We have our current nor'easter. This is going to be moving out after it does a little loop-de-loop in the Gulf of Maine. Then we have our next system over here. You can see a lot of heavy snow coming. That's why we had those winter storm warnings in place in the mountains. Then this comes out into Canada. The low pressure's in Canada. That one's dying out. We're going to have a new one come in down here. But we get that rocky snow. There we go. There's that low pressure. Get a little bit of snow in the plains. That starts to ramp up a little bit. Light snow, generally. Then we have our next system coming in behind it. Also starts to pull up a little bit of that Gulf moisture. And you can see that low pressure dips far down to the south, bringing in some colder air behind it. You can see that 540 line, this is basically the 32-degree line, is now into Texas here, and that trend continues, and this storm starts to strengthen a little bit, and that 540 line is now below the low pressure. Now, you can see the low pressure is now further south, starting to see some snow in Missouri and North Carolina. Now as this starts to move to the north here, and the low pressure is now out to sea, we see that the snow could begin here in parts of the south. So, so this storm system, the GFS doesn't have it being that big of a deal. Maybe North Carolina could see a little bit of snow, and then it moves into the Northeast and could be a little bit more of a problem for areas up there. Yeah, such as southern Maine. Then a new one comes in, kind of the same recipe, same low location, and you can see that it kind of rides closer to the coast, and we kind of get a similar area affected that we are during the morning this morning with this January 3rd nor'easter. But that moves out to sea, and then the GFS has this storm system coming in, bringing some snow to areas, same region. So you can kind of see that Boston would be getting the most snow out of the 4 major cities, and even the 5 major cities in the Northeast. But then, this is what really caught my eye, down here. So we get those snowstorms, and then you get snow possibly in Houston. Ice and snow in Houston, as well as in New Orleans. And then that tries to form something, but that does not go as well as the others. So, in terms of snowfall, here's what the GFS thinks. You can see areas in Texas could see up to a foot. Areas of New York could see up to a foot. Just generally in the Northeast, just going to continue to see some more snow. And then the mountains are going to get absolutely hammered in the next month as well. Now let's go over to the European. And the European has things going a little bit more to the heavier snow side. So, we have our current storm system. That moves out. Next storm system, low's already in the right place. And you can see that the European model has a decent amount of snow in the mountains of North Carolina, some sleet in North Carolina, and then some snow in Virginia. and then that moves out and doesn't affect southeast Maine. Then we have this next storm system. Bring some heavy snow to Texas, bring some heavy snow to Louisiana and Mississippi, and then starts to move up the coast, and now you can see that we have DC, Baltimore, Philadelphia in snow. New York, snow, and then into Boston as well. But this storm system weakens by the time it gets to Boston, and you can see that southern New England really doesn't get as much snow from that storm system. You can see that that's a primarily mid-Atlantic storm system there. So now, the European model does not have total accumulated snowfall for Kuchera. We're going to use snow depth here, so this will actually take into account melting. But you can see that overall, you get most of the snow for this area that ends up being in the 6 inches area today, yesterday into today. And then you get many, those multiple snowstorms, and you can see 6 to 8 inches in Louisiana, 6 to 8 inches in Texas, up to a foot in Virginia, and then of course into the Northeast. This is snow depth, remember, so this is the snow that's going to be on the ground. So possibly a constant 3 to 6 inches of snow on the ground for most of the Northeast over the next month. This is January 13th, and if this pattern continues, we could see maybe a more major nor'easter later on, but right now this would all be that heavy, wet snow. So buckle up, Northeast. I think that this month is going to be the month where you get hammered. Usually it's March. I think that this year it might be January, but we gotta see how the patterns evolve here. So get those snow shovels ready in the south and in the Northeast. So that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.